It's like the face of a hunter, but like a hunter that doesn't have any testicles.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Co-op, the podcast. I am your host and your birthday girl, Raven.
And I'm your other host, Jesse, for the week. Nothing special about me. Not in January.
No.
Not on January 8th.
Get the fuck out of my month.
Yeah. It's, as I've been reminded several times this month, it's Raven's birthday month. So that means that every day is special.
It's so special because I'm special. But it's actually my birthday.
Today. The day this is coming out. Not the day we're recording it.
Yeah, I feel like we do this a lot.
Yeah,
where it's
don't give away the magic. It happens same day.
Yeah.
Yes, this is live. It's happening
We're
today.
live. No, we're
In the
not
future,
live.
sending
Thank
stock
God.
tips back to us in the past.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see. What are we talking about this week? So we've got Dungeons and Dragons as the theme.
On the mind. Yep, I got to pick this week's theme because I'm the birthday girl.
Yep, and it's a big one.
Yeah.
Everybody cares about Dungeons and Dragons, so we might as well get it out of the way, get it done, you know.
Get it done. We'll never talk about it
I'm
ever
sure we'll
again.
talk about it again,
No.
but let's get our big podcast where we kind of talk a lot about D&D out of the way.
Yeah.
It'll hit big.
For sure. And yeah, just want to talk about that. We'll also cover kind of stuff, a couple of other games that we've played recently. It's going to be very tabletop game heavy this time around, or this particular episode, for my birthday, because that's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. And also, y'all, we got a hashtag giveaway that we're talking about at the end of this episode, so stay around
tuned
till the end, or else you won't know. Unless you're on any social media, then you will know. But stick around till the end, or else.
Yeah, stay tuned till after these commercial breaks.
We have none. Hey, we're back!
Hey!
So, yeah.
Alright, let's start then. Let's start with the hot cakes.
Hey, do you want to talk about what we're drinking right now?
Yeah, we can talk about our drinks a little bit as our very first hot cake. Which, by the way, everybody, we called it hot cakes in the last one, and it stuck. I don't know why. I think because we copied our template for our layouts.
I Control-C and Control-V onto our...
If it ever changes, we'll be sure to let you guys know. But for right now, hot cakes is the portion of our podcast where we're just going to talk about some new stuff and fun stuff. So our very first hot cake, we're going to talk about the drinks we're drinking right now.
Yeah, and...
Which, by the way, on top of the giveaway, the first person that can tell me what this drink is called on social media and send us their address, we will mail them a pickle. Because this drink has pickles, tequila, and lime juice.
It's fucking
I don't know what it is, but it's good.
No, it's not good. I don't recommend you trying this. Actually,
a whole pickle in the mail if you tell me what it's called, because I'm sure it already exists.
I do want you to try this. I don't want to make this a challenge. This is the newest meme is we're forcing people to drink, people of age, over the age of 21, they get to drink.
Yeah, we should probably just not encourage anybody to drink unless they want to.
Pickle juice, tequila, and lime. And tell me you're not going to throw up.
It's tasty. It's very tasty. You can't taste the tequila at all. You can
smell
it.
You can taste the tequila 100%. It's disgusting.
Mm.
And then all you get in the end is tequila pickle, and that's not a good thing. I do love a pickleback, which is whiskey and pickle, and usually it's a shot, but then you can have it as
you can
as
make a drink. We've frozen pickle juice actually as ice cubes before.
Yeah,
and
we use that for
those in whiskey. Yeah, and then as it melts, it.
Yeah, we do that sometimes with Bloody Marys, which is what I'm drinking right now. That is my drink of choice, and I'm the birthday girl, and I get to do whatever the hell I want. So I like
keep your pickle juice, freeze it, use it for all sorts of things.
Yeah, because Bloody Marys too taste super good with pickle juice. Normally it's with olives, but so good with pickle juice. So that's what I'm drinking right now, and then I'll probably move on to wine.
Yeah, we got some open glasses of wine right now too. Breathing, as we say, because we're classy, but really it's because we just
We're watching Frasier.
Yeah, we didn't want to get up and get second drinks later, so they're open now and waiting for us.
That's true.
Which I don't even remember what kind of wine it is, but it's okay wine.
It's a cab.
Yeah.
It's red.
On the scale of 1 to 10 stars, who knows? It's probably okay.
Let's give it a smell.
We're not experts. Yeah, we can.
I can do the, what is it called?
Oh, this has legs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's so many legs.
Yeah.
Like Cindy Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Or Dennis Rodman. Smells like Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. It smells a little bit like.
We don't know. We
don't know what Dennis Rodman smells like, but it smells like tobacco and oak.
We're not experts.
Yeah. You know what wine this is? It's the Kestrel Falcon.
I'm gonna say that's an awful name for a wine.
Those are just a couple birds.
It also
Are Kestrels
sounds like
different than falcons?
I
know the same bird. I don't know.
I'm gonna say Kestrel sounds like Thestral, I think is the word from Harry Potter, which is the creepy animal,
horse. Yeah,
that you can't see unless you've witnessed death.
Yeah, I think Kestrels are a seabird of some kind.
A Seahawk, who are in the playoffs? Didn't know.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they are. See, we like football. We know things.
Yeah. The Seahawks play the Cowboys on the 5th.
Boo,
which is
Cowboys.
in the past, so we shouldn't
it is
talk about
technically
it.
in the past.
I guess.
Oh well, whatever. People will. If you're listening to this in the future, tell me if on January 5th, 2019, if the Seahawks won.
At 5:15 Pacific time.
Yeah, tell me if they won the game. Tweet me at Raven_co-op.
Yep, and the Kestrel is a type of bird. It's a type of falcon. So the Kestrel Falcon.
Oh, it's kind of cute.
Brand of wine is.
It's like a fluffy falcon.
I think that's just a baby one.
Oh, I want them all to be babies now. All right, so over New Year's we played a couple games. Let's talk about the ones that we're not going in depth about in this particular podcast, but one of them was called the voting game.
Very fun, but...
It's like a card game almost similar to that of Cards Against Humanity.
Right.
Just any of those, like you have a card, you're playing with a group of people, you put a card down, whatever.
Right, the difference with this one is instead of, one person kind of deciding, oh, this is the funniest, this is the one I'm going to go with, everybody gets a say, so everybody votes. So the person who reads the card, and then everybody votes for who they think is most likely to...
be what is on that card.
Yeah, fit that description.
Yeah, and some of them are super cringy, I have to say.
Yeah, some of them are not good, so don't play this with family members.
Yeah,
maybe keep it to friends.
Yeah, friends you're close with.
Yeah.
Or a bigger group. I don't know. We just played it with a lot of there was another couple, and then there was a single guy, so it kind of didn't really... We probably needed more people.
Yeah, it's 1 to 10 players, I believe. If you play by yourself, you're going to have a bad time, but you can do it.
Oh, I bet you'll win every category.
Well, no, because you can't vote for yourself. That's part of the rules, is everybody gets assigned a number, and you get a card. You get cards 1 through 10, except for your number. You can't vote for yourself.
Yeah.
So, actually, it's 2 to 10 people. You need at least 2 people, or else you're going to sit there and just read all the cards and laugh.
I'd say maybe 3 people. I'll say 3 people, because...
Strictly by the rules,
for the other
you
person.
can go...
It would be a tie every single time.
Yeah, and then whoever reads it decides who the tiebreaker is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the voting game, super fun. Check it out.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon. It's one of those time killers.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I'm not going to say that I recommend it. It's a cool game that we have now, but...
Well, I literally recommend all games. I recommend it that you get... Because how much was it, too? I don't have the link. Is it like...
I don't know. Do I look like Amazon.com? Do I look like Walmart.com?
Is it on those places?
Maybe. I don't even know.
The voting game, it's literally like $15.
Yeah, it's super cheap. But a game that we did play that I always recommend people get, because it has been the best game. I think we actually talked about it in our last episode. If we didn't, then we should have, because we played it a lot in Mississippi. Yeah. But it's Heads Up, and it's Ellen DeGeneres' app, where basically it's like Taboo, where you have a word or phrase or something specific on your phone, and you put it up to your forehead, and the crowd has to make you guess what it is.
Yep, it's like charades or Pictionary.
There's karaoke, so people have to sing or hum. There's super fun categories that we obviously love, like superheroes and video games and blockbuster movies and TV and Friends, because we actually like Friends. Seinfeld.
We talked shit about Friends last episode, but that was offhanded.
Yeah, I
love Friends. We're gonna watch Friends. We have the Friends category on Heads Up. It's really hard.
Yeah,
we have it.
Super hard. Very specific. Same with Seinfeld. Seinfeld's on there. Same as like Game of Thrones. I think
yeah.
One time I played it.
If you memorize every single person's name in Game of Thrones, you'll have a great time.
You also probably need to get out of your house. Just go be in the sunshine a little bit.
Right, it's a lot of names. You gotta know the actors, the characters,
the locations,
the alliances, yeah.
Quotes that aren't like the super well-known quotes.
Right. We're talking deep game.
So deep.
Yeah, very deep.
The deepest game.
Yeah, that's Heads Up. Those are both, the voting game and Heads Up are both games that you can just sort of casually play, which is why we played them that night, because we got, it's New Year's Eve. We had some alcohol.
Yeah, we played the voting game first, and then Jesse decided to bust out the game that we're going to actually go in depth about, Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Yes, and it is a great, great game.
Yes.
Fully recommend that game.
100%.
Get it. Make sure you have some friends that are willing to play it are going
sober.
to, that was the main thing.
Yeah, a little
but
sober.
Are willing to play it at the
friends.
time, right?
Yeah.
Our friends love it.
God love our friends for putting up with us for forcing them to play it at the time.
Yeah. It maybe is a little complicated if you have alcohol and you've never read the rules before, which is the other thing we had done.
Yeah, Jesse literally had to unbox it, take out all the little components.
It's great, though. There's miniatures. You build the mansion as you go. It's like this big haunted house. I guess we can't really give it away because there are like 50 different endings. Yeah,
there's no... I think that there's no way. Because we've only played it the one time. This was our first time really playing it. Even though it's been out since, I believe, 2004 originally. It was re-released in 2010. So... it's been out for quite some time. Yeah, it was, the first edition came out in 2004 by Avalon Hill. And, I mean, the fact that we're just now playing that is kind of really sad because it's such a good game. And I really like the games where it's kind of random how the adventure begins.
Unfolds,
yeah.
Right.
It's very similar to Shadows of Brimstone.
Exactly, yeah. The way you start is you're in a haunted house. Everybody's in, like, the front door, and you just sort of start exploring, right? You find your way into other rooms.
Which I do have, let me say.
Yeah.
So, the characters that you play... So there are an assortment, multiple genders, ages, old, young, very young, child. I'm a child. I'm not the child of any of the other people in the game, I don't
think it gave us backstory, so.
It didn't. And I'm wondering, why am I? It's like like in Men in Black. When the little girl has a quantum physics book. It's like, why is this little girl in this haunted house with these people she does not know? That's what I'm wondering. And the little boy. There's a little boy that you can play, but none of us played him.
Right. So the story starts after the team gets together and is in the front door.
Yeah.
However they got together, we're not sure. But you're in the front door, you begin exploring, and as you explore, the darkness kind of creeps its way up. There's a sense of impending doom about the whole house as the haunting begins, right?
Yeah, it's called The Haunting, yeah.
Yeah. So once you get a little bit further in, the haunting begins, and then you have a goal, right? At first, your goal is just to explore the house, and you're literally laying down the tiles of this house as you go.
Yeah.
Building the house, as haunted houses do in a very, haphazard and, like...
It's like, how the hell is there another hallway here?
Right, crazy way. There's like an elevator that could like move to any room.
Yeah.
Right.
How the hell did that happen?
Right, haunted house. But once the haunting starts, you get a goal, a mission that you have to complete. Ours, in this case, had to do with aliens and an alien virus. And, it's one of those games where the player characters are set up to lose. There are so many options for you to lose. It's very difficult to win.
And we did lose.
And you did lose.
I was kicking ass. Me, little Susie, Ingram or whatever her name was, with a little axe. I killed both of you. Should not have done that because you came back in full force
as aliens.
Aliens, and you kicked our ass. And we did not win.
Yep, actually, because the key to it was you shouldn't have killed us. You had to inject us with the serum, which, was in the rules, but it was like drunk, further down. Yeah. That's how you could have killed us without us coming back as aliens.
Drunk on that good champagne.
If we're injected with I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's in the rules.
Hindsight 2020.
Everybody play it.
I was a child. I was playing the character, obviously.
But yeah, a lot of the other hauntings, again, they happen at random as you discover them. So it's like based on what omen did you find in what room that kicked off the haunting, and that's what determines what sort of monster you're facing. And we're talking things werewolves, vampires, aliens, obviously, mutants, mad scientists. There's tons of them. So check it out. Betrayal at House on the Hill.
At House on the Hill.
Right.
And they actually have some new versions now, newer versions. One is brand new. And the other one, let's actually see when that came out. It's Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, so that ties in with our D&D theme. But Betrayal at Baldur's Gate is D&D themed, and basically it's along the same premise, but you're kind of playing more archetype, stereotypical D&D characters. So that one's really cool. You can get that one off of Amazon for around $40. I definitely recommend picking up that one because that one, it just looks super cool. I'm trying to look at all the cards you can play. I want to say like a ranger and a rogue. So
yeah, sounds like cool. We should get that one. Yeah.
I know. I really want to get that one. I'm adding it to the cart. We'll talk. We'll get it. I'm buying it. It's my birthday. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you do whatever you want all month, right? That's the rules.
Y'all heard it here first. I can do whatever I want.
Now we're gonna cut that part.
Nope. So the other version, the brand new version that actually came out in 2018, very recently, is Betrayal Legacy, which has gotten really great ratings. It looks like the artwork for it is super amazing. The miniatures are a little bit cleaner, which in our particular one, they weren't as clean. They looked kind of creepy.
Oh, yeah. I suggest if you really get into this game to bring your own miniatures.
Yeah, you can make your own, which would be super cool. I'd be down for us to do that ourselves. But, yeah. So, Betrayal Legacy, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, and Betrayal at the House on the Hill. All of those, must.
Okay, so the last game we are going to talk about, now that I've looked at the script, was Dungeon Mayhem.
Yes, I love it. It's made by Wizards of the Coast.
We didn't actually play this on New Year's Eve.
We did not.
But this definitely ties into our D&D thing, because Wizards of the Coast.
Wizards of the Coast, and it's actually slightly D&D themed. Such a fun game. So I got it for Secret Santa this year. My really good friend Ben got it for me, and it's genuinely the funnest game that I've played. It's really quick. It really reminds me slightly of Magic the Gathering. It's like if Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons had a preemie, had a little tiny baby.
Oh yeah.
And they released it to the public for all of the public to love and cherish.
Yeah, it's a quick game. So the story of the only time we've actually played it, which we just need to play it more, but
I want to play it with a bigger group too, because it was just the two.
Right. Well, and so there's only 4. It's a maximum of 4 people. So bigger group, as in just twice as many as us. Not that many.
Double the size.
Double the size. Yeah.
Double the fun.
But yeah, there's a power outage. We were like, okay, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, our apartment was completely dark. Jesse had...
Phones are boring.
Yep. Jesse had, unfortunately, not downloaded all of the episodes.
Right,
all
immediately
seasons of The
once
Office.
Power came back on, I went on iTunes, purchased the entire series of The Office, and downloaded it to my iPad.
Just
so
in
the
case.
next time the power goes out, we're ready. But we had a bunch of candles. We decided to try this game out, kill some time, and we played it. And the rounds are very quick, so we each got to kind of go through each of the characters.
Each of the characters, yeah.
And play them in different combinations, too.
Because just a little, if you haven't heard of Dungeon Mayhem, which has been out for, it came out this past year in 2018, so it hasn't been out for too long, but you play either four different classes and races, technically. You could be a half-orc barbarian, you could be a human wizard, you could be a elf paladin, yep, and a tiefling rogue. And each of them have their own special abilities, like, obviously, the barbarian can rage. That's okay. It just sounds like you farted.
It's just the chair.
Is it just the chair, Jesse?
I sat down, the cushion let out air.
How could you on my birthday podcast? This is now Raven's birthday podcast. We've changed the name from Co-op the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so each of them has their own special abilities,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so like I said, barbarians can rage. The wizard can, I believe, do a fireball and can do magic missile. The paladin can do paladin things. I don't necessarily remember because I never play a paladin in Dungeons and Dragons for some weird reason. And then two, we played this a really long time ago.
We played it a little while. It was a little while ago now, and yeah, it's a little hard to remember all these special abilities. But you basically get a character card with your health, and then one that kind of tracks your abilities. And as you play through, you get like a small deck of cards. I think it's like 20, 30 cards in there, and that lets you draw and kind of use your attacks and abilities as you go through, and tells you what actions to take. And basically, it's a race to,
Who
the first one
wins
down
first?
to 0 health loses.
Yeah, which was you a bunch of times, wasn't it?
It was me 3 times and you once.
Yeah.
I won the first time,
You
and
did.
then I think you won the rest of the times.
Yeah, which my first time playing, I was playing the rogue, and I don't think either of us won with the rogue whenever we played.
No. Yeah, the rogue is difficult.
I think the rogue probably is better for a larger party.
Endgame. It's an endgame character, because if you can build up those higher abilities, you can, like, I think they had stuff like stealing health and, like, swapping your health or something like that.
No,
so
swapping the health was the wizard.
Was that the wizard? Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
thought
that
the
was
wizard
what
just
you were
had
trying
big
to
attacks.
do. But no, that's what you were trying to do with the wizard when we played. But I took my barbarian and I put that axe right in the face.
I think a lot of what we had going on was the combinations. I do think a group
which was so fitting
would
too.
give it a very balanced feel.
It would feel more balanced.
And you'd really get the understanding of each class. So definitely, if you can muster, 4 people together and you want a really awesome game, it should be pretty easy for everybody. You want a really awesome game to play with them, though? Dungeon Mayhem is
Dungeon Mayhem,
it's
quick, it's less than $15. On Geek and Sundry, they have this article by Rob Wieland.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's Rob Wayland.
Wayland? I don't think it's spelled Wayland. Okay. But, so they do an article that basically suggests you use this as a way to settle disputes within your Dungeons and Dragons actual game. So if you and another player, not necessarily another character, can't come to an agreement, bust this out real quick, and whoever wins gets to decide. And I think
it keeps your PCs in D&D from beating on each other.
I know.
That seems like a waste of resources and time.
Force your paladin and your rogue to resolve any problems this way, instead of one constantly stealing from the other and the other murdering that person.
Yeah, exactly. Or refusing to heal them. Like, all sorts of drama can happen.
Yeah.
Take it off the battlefield.
Yeah.
But, that definitely, it's a great game. Go check it out on Amazon, $15.
Absolutely.
Let's move into our main topic, because I feel like we've spent a lot of time on hotcakes this episode, talking about stuff that's not D&D, and we spent all this time at the beginning of the episode saying we were going to do all this
Dungeon
D&D.
Mayhem is D&D.
Yeah, it is D&D, so that's why we wheeled our way around to the conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, D&D. So let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Dragons and Dungeons.
Doesn't matter what order, it's D&D.
You know what's really funny now that I'm thinking about it? I don't think I've ever fought a dragon in D&D.
Yeah, anybody who's a D&D player out there knows the pain of your D&D campaigns where you're like, okay, we fought a lot of gnolls in our time.
God damn it.
A lot of goblins.
So many gnolls.
Some bandits, some elves, even.
Yeah. Kobolds?
Kobolds.
Fought a shit ton of kobolds.
Anything you can think of.
Manticores?
Yeah, I mean, like, we've gotten probably all the way up to fighting maybe some elementals and golems, and you don't make it up to dragons unless you're very lucky and very dedicated.
We don't live in the Hit Dice podcast where literally you're fighting a dragon every, like, other episode. Because, I mean, this isn't that particular podcast. We're not playing any D&D on this podcast, unfortunately, yet.
Right, we may play some D&D live in the future if people are interested.
Yeah. Let us know. I'm 100%. Yeah. I'm always ready. I got like 20 characters ready to go in D&D Beyond. I'm ready.
Yeah. And to the point of fighting dragons, though, I bet in our current game that we play with some great people online.
Oh, I love them so much.
We will probably get to play, fight an undead dragon.
A Draco-Lich. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll fight a big bad Lich at the end, too. So
yeah, we do fight a big bad Lich. That's already in the cards.
We know it's there, right? Like, the way this campaign was laid out, we know it's there.
Yeah, we know endgame what we're doing. Hopefully...
We just gotta kind of...
We're not undead.
yeah, we just gotta kind of make it there and hopefully resurrect ourselves.
Yes. But let's start from the very beginning. From the very, very beginning. When we were small little baby adventurers.
Yeah, the very first time we ever got into D&D.
Which wasn't together.
It was not. Yeah. How about you start then?
Yeah, I'll start.
It's your birthday. Ladies
first.
It's my
birthday. Yeah. So I started playing Dungeons and Dragons. An older version. I'm not that old. I'll say.
What's the version? 5e is the version, right?
5e is the version now.
Anybody curious? It's 5e back in the day of the nerds and the...
Late 90s is when I started playing, and then...
Second edition, third edition.
Yeah, that's... we could probably look it up. But,
we can. We'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah. So my parents were nerds. Big ol' nerds, and they still are. Luckily, I have had the greatest role models for my particular hobby set for life. And my dad is super into gaming, and he's the one that actually really got me into Dungeons and Dragons. When I was a kid, I probably started playing I played my first campaign before I was 8. And then I played again when I was probably in middle school. And then after that, I probably didn't play again until I was in college. Because I was a shit teenager. I thought that Dungeons and Dragons was lame. I didn't have any friends that were really into it. So my brothers and my dad were really into it still.
They probably still played. Yeah.
Yeah, and they probably invited me to play a couple of times. So we played at Christmas a couple of times.
You mentioned that,
my brother Alex, who we mentioned a couple of times in the last episode, was always our DM, and we would always have a great time. But my friends were never into it. And being a female and liking these sorts of things. I was never invited to other people's tables besides my family's own table. So that kind of made it hard to really branch out into D&D before I got into college, and I met my people, and I met people that were very interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons. We played Magic the Gathering all the time. So really, that's kind of how I...
the additions, though.
Oh,
I have an answer to that.
You have an answer for me?
Yeah, it's actually, you were probably playing second edition when you started in the late 90s. And so, like, ADD, second edition, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, came out in 1987.
Oh,
it looks
we're
like.
probably
But it looks
that.
like, and there were various
I 100%
breaks off.
played
Third edition came out in 2000.
Yeah, we played 3rd edition. That was
You probably played that up until the point you stopped playing.
Do you want to hear
and then 4th edition, for everybody to kind of... Well, okay. 3.5 came out in 2000 and 3...
People love 3.5 too.
Yeah, 4th came out in 2007, and then it looks like 5th came out in 2012, and that's when... I mean, we're still on 5th edition.
And we've had a lot of updates.
Yeah, variants and updates come out all the time, so we're not going to keep track of those, because when I looked at that timeline, it was like... It was like a tree with a bunch of branches off of it, not like a straight timeline.
Yeah.
So it's like, but this is the major
wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah, so you were probably on 2nd edition when you first started, but then 3rd edition.
Looking at the pictures of the 3rd edition book, I was like, that is what I have played with.
I for sure played 4th edition.
Nice.
Yeah, I think maybe we played a little bit of 3.5 when I first started, but 4th edition was probably the one I played the most. I
probably also mixed in a couple of campaigns of Pathfinder in there, and I mean, they are very similar. I think that Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition and Pathfinder are pretty similar, so probably a lot of that, but the main characters that I played during that time, I almost always played a ranger or a druid. Always. And probably at first, I played a lot of elves because I was like, oh, they're so beautiful and elegant, and I'm this dorky kid that's 5 foot less.
Girls like elves. It's a stereotype.
It's a thing, yeah. But eventually, I started playing. My dad and I would create this kind of combo team where I would be probably a gnome ranger or a gnome druid, and he'd be an orc or a half-orc barbarian or fighter, and we would have this connection where he would basically throw me into battle, and I would ride on his shield or I'd ride on him. It's a great memory that I have, and I do recommend any fathers out there or men who eventually hope to become a father, if you have a daughter, include her into this, because I'm so grateful to my dad for...
Include all your kids.
Include all your kids, but I feel like it's a lot of people like to include their sons and things like this.
I think that was the world of before. That's not the world of now.
Right.
World of now, if you're going to play it, include your kids. Include them at an early age, and it teaches a lot of great skills.
But don't shy away from including your daughter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is a huge... I love Dungeons & Dragons, and that's probably a huge reason why I have great memories of playing with my dad and doing stuff like that. So that's how I got into D&D. And then recently, probably why we've had a resurgence is I started listening to... this is going to be like a broken record. I've listened to a bunch of actual play podcasts, and I think
it got popular again. This format of podcasting is so great because this format of and streaming too. I mean, it was probably a combination of podcasting and Twitch, right? When Twitch became popular and stuff like that, it just lends itself to now these longer games, and podcasting in particular lends itself to D&D because it's all in your head anyways.
Yeah, it's all theater of the mind.
Right. And so when you're just sitting back and you're hearing these people go through this adventure and describe it and do it and all that stuff, it works really well.
Very well. And
it's on an uptick.
Yeah, exactly. And probably before then, I remember a couple of years ago before I had this resurgence of wanting to play D&D after college and trying to be an adult. I was like, I really want to play Dungeons & Dragons. I started to follow Critical Role, but I wasn't actively watching. But now, of course, I've watched Critical Role, and I've actually now started... I mean, before that, I was listening to Drunks and Dragons, which I absolutely love. I think that the entire Geekly Inc. team is amazing. And right now, one of my favorite D&D podcasts is Hit Dice Pod. I think everybody on that show is absolutely super talented. Wes Cordell is a great DM. And so that just keeps me wanting to play Dungeons & Dragons these days. But go ahead and you tell me how you got into Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, it was a long rant.
It's my birthday, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
And I have no opinions on any of these podcasts. I'll be honest, I don't listen to them.
You like Drunks and Dragons.
Yeah, I like all of them.
To
I listen to them when you listen to them out loud, and I like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
have to have a podcast episode
where we talk about podcasts we listen to and stuff. Yeah, I'm more of a Joe Rogan podcast guy, as well as Stuff You Should Know. Freakonomics.
Yeah, you just like learning things, which is so fucking lame.
It's really great. But yeah, so I got into D&D later than you did. So even though you're younger than me, you got into it first.
Only slightly.
Because I first played probably at age like 16, 17.
You played in high school. I didn't get that.
In high school, yeah, and it was a quick game, and it wasn't very much. It was at the movie theater we worked at the time. My twin brother Josh and I both worked there.
You want to release to the audience that you're a twin?
Yeah, now they know.
You're a freak?
No, I'm a twin. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, we both worked at the movie theater at the time, my twin brother and I, and there was somebody going around, and I'm so bad with names and memories in general. Somebody was going around saying, "Hey, you guys want to play some D&D?" and passed out some character sheets, and I made my first character. Which, do you want to guess what my first character probably was?
Fighter? Human? I know you were a human.
Yes, a human. I'm always humans, and I'll tell you guys why. If you've ever read the Forgotten Realms book series, right, they do a great job at portraying this with Artemis Entreri, I think. I can't remember his name, and then the main character, who I'm not even going to try and pronounce right now until I get some research on it, because it has a bunch of Z's in it, and everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Dritz?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say Dritz.
Is that Dritz?
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I said it. And
be confident in yourself. You know this, and you love this.
Del Erden, or something like that. That's close. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look it up.
I don't think they're gonna tell you the pronunciation.
I know,
because it's a fake name. But yeah, they have a back and forth thing. But of course,
Del Erden.
Yeah, and look up Artemis Entreri, I think is the name is.
Artemis Entreri sounds right.
That sounds right. It also been a really long time since I read these, but this...
We should read them.
Yeah, this piece obviously... Well, you were reading them.
Yeah, that's on my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, this piece obviously stuck with me, but humans have such a short lifespan. They burn really brightly, right? So they're always better, right? At their peak, they're always better, because, like, I guess... elves and the other long-lived races, they're like, okay, well, I'm just kind of lackadaisically making it up to being a master swordsman.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to work your ass off and get really good really fast as a human.
Yeah.
In comparison.
Yeah. I think the way that you put it when you described it to me, because I have not read the books, was elves burn like a
little bit
candle.
For a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a small flame for a really long time. While like humans are explosions or something like that, like a big burst of fire.
So it just feels like if I'm gonna pick a character, right, I'm gonna pick them, and I want them to be, you know, I obviously want all my characters to be super badass.
Yeah, it means nothing that you get a +1 to literally everything.
Right. Yeah. But so you know
all your ability scores.
Yeah. I just pick them for this reason. But yeah, so you know you want them to be badass, and so you pick a human and you say they're in their prime, right? And then that means that they're theoretically, in my mind at least, better than everybody else. So
you usually play them that way anyways.
Yeah, all the time. But yeah, so I usually play humans for that reason. I like humans. I'm not opposed to playing other races, and I have played other races. But my very first character...
I don't think we've played.
I play in the Pathfinder game that we're playing. I'm playing a halfling.
Yeah, which
mostly because
really
we're playing like the new edition of Pathfinder, which is still kind of going through its. Yeah, and they. I don't want them to listen to this podcast and then fix it.
We'll talk about Pathfinder at another time.
It's super broken right now, but I don't want them to fix it. What if somebody from Pathfinder listens to this podcast and is like, you know what, we're gonna go back and nerf it.
Yeah. No, they know that rogues are broken. Every D&D
Halfling
knows.
rogues are the best rogues. I can do literally anything.
Everybody thinks that already. But tell me, so you were saying, what was the character you played?
Yeah, I was a human paladin.
Human paladin, which you also played in our most recent one, where we played we weren't a couple yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Wink.
Verging on it. Yeah.
Maybe we'll start that one back up later. But
yeah, that group's still intact. We can probably start that back up.
Yeah, human paladin though.
Yep, Human Paladin has been because I've always been interested in magic, and I really want to. That's why in our most recent campaign that's still ongoing, I'm playing a wizard, and I'm just sort of playing around with it. To many other of the players' dismay,
yeah.
I'm only doing conjuration spells, which early level are not useful at all.
Dick.
So most of the time, I just summon a bunch of unseen servants to give back massages and things like that.
Yeah, can I talk about my character real quick since we're on that too?
We can, yeah. Go for it.
So
I can take a break.
My character is a preteen elf barbarian. So she trained really hard. I mean, obviously she's older than most like what a human preteen would be, but she's technically still really young. And
elf young.
Yeah, elf young, and she has tantrums and stuff, but in this game she ends up being almost the voice of reason all the time in this particular campaign, because I can't help myself. Because as a barbarian, you're like, you almost want to play it kind of a little bit dumb and a little doesn't care, is gonna rush in and hit somebody in the face, but she's growing and she's learning and she's kicking ass. So yeah, so Jody, my character, that's what she is. But continue with what you were talking about with how you started playing and that particular campaign. Did you play more after that?
Yeah, we played some more after. I played it on and off a bunch of times, in college and in places like that. There was always the opportunity to play. Even when I got out of college and I came out to the West Coast to start working, and, I would be on all these different projects, visiting cities all over, and you could always find, like, people playing Magic the Gathering or little quick games of Dungeons and Dragons, things like that were kind of all over the place. So,
No, really. She's snuggling in Jesse's arms, and she's really upset that he's, like, using hand gestures. It's okay.
Yeah, I think she's just uncomfortable, too. She's like, this is not the
why
most comfortable position.
Why are we not snuggling on the couch right now?
Thank you.
Please rectify this right now.
Right now.
Right now, you goddamn bitches. And then she's like, my face is so close to this disgusting ass tequila pickle drink.
Nah, she's good. She's good. But yeah, so just a bunch of random times, and I can't really remember, but I can say for the most part, I've definitely played a lot of humans and a lot of paladins and a lot of the other class that I like to do is fighters and get to like the Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because I like magic and I like fighting. Because I don't know, for early game wizards and stuff like that, it's just like it's way too fragile. It makes me like
nervous.
Like I'm just stressed about. Okay, I gotta manage my spells.
Alive.
Yeah, I gotta stay alive.
Yeah.
So if you can start out as a fighter and then eventually get magic, I like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a paladin and you're like, okay, well, I can just touch myself and lay on hands, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm healing myself.
Yeah, it makes it super easy.
When I think about you, I heal myself.
Yeah, exactly. Paladin, all that shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of I like playing magic characters. I usually will probably play, if I'm playing a magic character, I like playing clerics. I like people to depend on me to live. I love it. That's actually, you know what?
You play clerics a lot, yeah.
I like people depending on me to live. That's actually a really great way to describe how I play, because I'll play clerics a lot. I'll also play tanks a lot. So I like to aggro. I like to, one, kill the most amount of people. I also, too, like to heal the most amount of people. So I'll play, like, tanks and healers a lot. I usually won't play spellcasters very often because I'm like, and they kill a lot of people a lot. I think I just need to... I
think spellcasters, it's all situational. Like, we all probably can remember a time when, like, somebody had a fireball kill, like,
oh, yeah.
a ton of enemies.
That's not, chain lightning and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's, like, for every one of those, there's, like, 100 times where the spellcaster didn't even get off a spell.
Because, they passed their...
Or, it missed. They launched the spell and it missed.
Yeah, like, they don't hit. Or someone passes their deck save or something like that. Totally. Like,
Right. They're out of spell slots, and all I can do is their cantrip, which really doesn't count as a spell.
I mean, but cantrips, though, they do get really good the higher up you level.
Yeah, some cantrips can get really good, and some of them can do decent damage, and it's better than them trying to sit there and bash with, like, a spear,
I will
staff,
say,
or whatever they're
when
using.
I play barbarians very often, because, one, I love to RP as a barbarian. Bradley, do you not agree with me? But barbarians, a lot of times, it's just more of the same. I roll to hit him, and then I hit him, and I do a ton of damage. But with some of the new subclasses in the new Dungeons and Dragons books, like Xanthar's and Mordekainen's, I don't know if they actually have it. I get all my stuff from D&D Beyond, so it all kind of intermingles together. But
yes, if you're new to D&D and you haven't played before and you're looking to play, check out D&D Beyond. It makes it super easy.
Super easy. Character creation is super easy. But through that, I found, like, I think it's like, I forget what Path of the Ancients or Path of... Well, one of the paths that I'm doing right now in our particular campaign with the preteen barbarian, she has this particular ability when she rages. She has all these ghostly figures come out and help protect her friends. And that's, I think, the most Raven character that you could be, because I'm keeping my friends from being harmed, and then I'm also have a battle axe in their fucking face. And I love it so much. So, barbarians, monks, clerics, those are usually what I play, but now, instead of druids and rangers.
Monks are good, and I think you're going to play a monk on your birthday.
My birthday, yeah.
So another thing we're doing for Dungeons & Dragons is we are going to play a one-off...
One-shot.
Yeah, quick campaign on Raven's birthday. Not the birthday, but,
the weekend.
Yeah, after.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to play it. We're having all our friends come over. We're just doing this quick thing, and what's the title?
Yeah, what's the name of the one shot, which we got off of, I believe, DM's Guild.
Yeah, and it's Banquet of the Damned.
Banquet of the Damned, a.k.a. Great British Baking Show.
Yeah, so part of the reason we did it is because it actually is centered around a pie making contest.
Yeah.
Which, you're like, what? If you're interested, just go read the synopsis and then
yes.
get it. It'll make sense. There's a pie competition, and then all hell breaks out.
All hell breaks loose.
So the adventurers who are there in our setting to experience the pie competition, maybe eat some pie, maybe participate in the competition.
Yep.
Who knows why they're there, but they're there, they get together, and they're going to solve the mystery of how it goes. And we should be able to finish it. We'll start during the day and finish it. And
yeah, it should be a whole day thing.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, and with the
super fun.
pie themed, it's my birthday, and I love baking, and that's one of my favorite things. So we're going to make a meat pie for the team. In real life, a meat pie. I'm going to make it. It's going to be like a chili meat pie.
And pie instead of cake for dessert.
I like pie better.
We're going to make a lot of pies.
Very Southern. I really love pie. And so I'm gonna make a pie as well, and that's really exciting.
We're gonna run this campaign, and Raven, you're gonna play a monk.
I am gonna play a monk.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about the monk you're gonna play? Because I know you're excited about it. I know it's a custom character that you have made.
Yeah, so I'm playing a monk, and the way I wanted to play this monk was, I made this character maybe like 6 months ago plus, like almost a year ago. I came up with this idea. Basically with the idea that she'd almost be like the Sand Snakes in Game of Thrones. Yeah, where she uses poisons. And I'm like, how is a monk who's usually good, how would she get into poison? So, and then also, what subclass am I going to use that uses poisons, is going to be able to use poisons, and I'm going to have at level 5 proficiency in creating poisons. So I actually I didn't actually have him do this. He made it for me out of the kindness of his heart. But I had a friend, his name is Derek, a Twitter friend. You can find him on Twitter at at Archmage_Derek.
Derek.
Yes.
In case anybody's
He
curious.
he runs this amazing website that has D&D subclasses, NPCs that you can play, things like that, for any class, whatever you want. Honestly, you have to go look at it. It's the Mage College. It's a WordPress site, so it's themagecollege.wordpress.com. I 100% recommend you go look at it. But he made this class for me, basically called the Way of the Black Asp. And so I made this character around that, where she uses poisons to deal more damage. She's able to cast a couple spells. And it's just going to be so amazing, and I'm so excited to finally play this character, or this subclass that he created, because I think we talked about it again like 7 months ago. It was so long ago, but the character, her name is Val. She's a tiefling monk, Way of the Black Asp. And she basically has a really damaged history, and now she's kind of cast out of her village, cast out of her clan, out of the way. So I'm just really excited about playing it, and I'm excited about our other friends playing too. Because,
yeah, they have a variety of characters.
Yeah,
and,
we have
all sorts of stuff, all the way from like a more traditional character with our rogue. Isn't he like a wood elf?
He's a wood elf rogue.
Right. That's a pretty good rogue, and then we have a drow. Bard Sean Lynch, I think.
Bard Sean Lynch is his name.
He's a bard. So
it's the College of Glamour, too.
Our friend Richard is very busy all the time.
We love him so much.
Yeah, and we were originally saying, hey, everybody go out and pick your classes, and he didn't respond fast enough because he's he's a small business owner. Yeah. Very busy. So we picked for him and what we thought would be the funniest class.
But
he picked a bard.
Took it.
Oh yeah, he loves it so far.
He accepted it, and he loves every fucking second of it with Barshawn. I don't actually know if he's gonna stick with that name.
He'll stick with. But
I'm not gonna call his character Barshawn.
Yeah.
No, I probably won't address him.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, and we have another friend who's playing a water genasi.
Oh yeah.
Sorcerer. I think it's a storm sorcerer. Mm-hmm. I want to say is what she is. And she's like piratey, and she also gambles and stuff. So we have I love all the characters that we have. One of our friends is playing a gnome paladin. I love that.
Right.
And it's so exciting. But Jesse, you're going to be our dungeon master. You're DMing.
I am, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your thought process with that. I mean, you've DM'd a couple of times for us, too, haven't you?
Yeah, I like DMing. DMing's fun. It's a lot more work than being a player character. You have to think out a lot of different situations, which is fun. It's super fun. If you enjoy doing that sort of stuff, mm-hmm. it's definitely fun.
If you love creating stories.
Yeah, if you like creating stories, and you like thinking of, oh, yeah, okay, I'm a random shop owner, and this person comes in and starts acting funny. I mean, you have to be able to put yourself in that mindset and, think of, how would you react, right? And then being a DM has a lot of fun parts as well.
Yeah.
On top of all the busy work you have to do to create this world. And then you spend all this time making up okay, this shop is going to have these items, and there's these 3 shops in this town, and then nobody goes into them. They just pass right through town.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're here, if they went it through this forest and this path, they could go to this cave, and it's nobody ever goes there.
They never go to that cave.
But caves can move.
They can
move.
Yeah.
There are caves down the road.
It's when you have a really good NPC that they love, and they're like, no, we're taking you with us. And then you're like, oh, no, that character tripped and fell onto a spike. It's dead now. That character is dead.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to entice people to go where you want, do what you want, things like that. But yeah, for this particular campaign, I think the last time I DM'd, we just got too busy and it was a lot.
Yeah,
that
was a homebrew too for you.
Yeah, I was creating everything from scratch and just sort of going back and forth, and we were using a bunch of tools that I wasn't familiar with at the time, so it was very time consuming, and we kind of had to let that one slip a little bit. But this one, the great part about the Banquet of the Damned is that it's laid out for you.
Yep.
All I have to do to DM is read the pages out loud to you guys as you go through.
Yeah, and you can make some changes as you go, which is
and that's
great.
what I've done is I've gone through already and like highlighted a bunch of stuff to say, okay, here I'm gonna, alter it slightly, where our group's a little bigger and a little bit more powerful than what was recommended, so I've bumped everything up and made the challenges a little bit harder and stuff like that, but it's very in line with what was there. And because I had something to highlight and edit and add to, it wasn't all that difficult.
Right.
I think it'll turn out really well, and we'll give an update for sure.
Which I think that if you are interested in DMing but you've never DM'd before, I will not recommend homebrewing an adventure. You totally can. But these super talented people have already created some campaigns for you. Not to mention Wizards of the Coast has also created some.
Oh yeah, and those are actually probably the ones that start with.
Yeah,
like the one we did with Spodie and them.
Yeah,
that was a Wizards of the Coast one, right? That was one of those.
I think
that was definitely a Wizards of the Coast.
Well, I think he also altered it slightly, and
Maybe.
This is a thing that you can do is you don't have to homebrew the entire thing. You can create your own, extend it as much as you want. You can have this in your homebrew campaign, just right smack dab in the middle of it, and not have to worry about having to come up with ideas. It just makes it easier on a DM to use a resource like DM's Guild or Drive-Thru RPG, anything like that. I would 100% recommend any aspiring DMs to go there, or if you're a DM that's been working a lot and working hard for the money, take a break and
have somebody else do it for you.
Let somebody else do it for you. And a lot of times it's super cheap. Sometimes they're free, which is amazing, and they're so generous. But sometimes they're like $2. Sometimes they're $15. Today I found one that it's a superhero RPG. I can't remember what it is exactly, but they had a bundle of all of their documents for $15. And there was like 10 of them.
Yeah, no, definitely check out DM's Guild.
Yep, Drive-Thru RPG.
Yep, lots of good sources there. And the world needs more DMs, so for sure.
It really does.
Everybody who even thinks they want to do it, go out there and try it.
Yeah.
Try a campaign. You never know. Raven's done a couple.
I have. I
homebrewed a good short one.
It was like we just couldn't end up.
Yeah, we did like the first scene, finished the first battle, and then this happens all the time in D&D. So if your games fall apart, don't feel bad about it. Just move on to the next one. It just
happens all the time. Yep. This one was specifically kind of like a Mortal Kombat like tournament situation,
it was gonna be very fun.
It was going to be really cool, and everybody was higher level. But
I was playing.
We might pick it up at some
human.
Point.
I was Eldritch Knight. I was doing the whole you can like get 2 weapons and summon them to your hand. And
it was pretty cool.
It was super fun. I want to play that character again.
Super high sorcerer, Dragonborn sorcerer.
13 or something.
We were like 12, and that's not even that high of a level. But campaigns fizzle out so quickly, unfortunately.
I think the average level is probably like 5 or 6
for
or
us.
7.
Which is a good level. So
it is good. It's a good level.
If you're a level 20, I would love for you to tweet me and tweet Co-op the podcast about
a natural level 22. You went from 1 to 20. We want to hear that story.
I want to hear your story. I want to know everything about your character.
Yeah, and not 1 to 20 as in like, oh yeah, we leveled up every night and we played for a month.
Lord, yeah.
I mean, that could happen because that's actually like you could do that. There, like you do the event, based leveling.
Yeah,
milestone based leveling. You could just say, "Yep, you guys fought the person tonight." Blah blah blah. Yeah, it actually wouldn't be that hard. for whatever reason it never works out that way, I imagine it probably takes years
to get to level 20. So please tell me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Tell me about your character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked a lot about D&D now, and I feel like our conversation's kind of naturally coming to an end, and I feel like we should probably talk about our giveaway.
Yes, which actually also kind of goes into the giveaway.
It does, D&D giveaway. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. But before we do, I do want to say I have this idea, and I think it's great. We should do another podcast where we do how to play D&D, because we just talked about it a bunch.
Yep.
And I'm thinking people were probably listening to this podcast and saying, oh, yeah, I'm finally going to learn what this Dungeons and Dragons is all about.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Which is probably not many people. I'm sure most people who listen to us by now know.
Listen to us by now, by episode 2.
Episode 2. Yeah, we got to be at like 10 million listeners by now.
Obviously.
If not, then I blame the listeners, because they're obviously not telling their friends to listen to us. It's my birthday.
How dare you not promote our podcast?
Yeah, tell all your friends. Get them to listen too. Yeah. We'll make it to 10 million like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we should probably go through how to play Dungeons and Dragons, and maybe even that's when we start doing some more streaming or some YouTube videos, and we have some nice sort of, here's how you roll dice. And we do these like short
How do you roll
videos,
dice?
You know. Because people, too, like one of the is it imposing? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Imposing?
I don't know. One of the barriers to entry
to
D&D a lot of times for people is the dice thing. I think they're like, why do I have like 20 different dice?
What dice
What's
is
going
what?
on
It's a
here?
little overwhelming.
Yeah, you're like, all these dice, these stats, when do I roll them? What am I doing? Why do I have this like piece of paper and a handful of dice? What's going on?
Yeah. And now I have to be this character. I have to what is RP? What is role playing? I don't know. I'm confused and I don't want to play this anymore. I'm just going to get drunk. So
probably a really cool podcast, because I don't think I've ever heard one. Yeah. Episode, not a whole entire podcast dedicated to this. Yeah, we got other stuff to do with our time. We can't start another podcast. But a really cool episode would be like, here's how you create a character. Once you have your character, here's how you like do stuff in the world.
Yeah. I do know that this is a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to promote it, because they already are promoted enough.
Who is it? What?
It's Critical Role. Critical Role. They do it. It's called Handbooker Helper. And it goes through how to do everything.
All right, Critical Role's great. They're a bunch of professionals.
They have enough publicity.
They're voice actors. So if you are listening, if you're looking for a D&D podcast to listen to, and like
you have hours and hours of your life to dedicate,
and you're just going to listen to one D&D podcast, make it Critical Role, because the voice acting. It's like, that's just the piece. Everybody does great RP.
Yeah, it makes it like a little like RP, like
it's
Dungeons and Dragons drama thing.
Right.
But
it's like everybody on every D&D podcast does a great job.
I have to say, though, if you are interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons, I do think that you should listen to Dungeons and Dragons actual play podcast. And some of the ones that I do recommend is Drunks and Dragons. It's been around for so long, 5 years almost.
It's a good one. Yeah.
They're really great. They're super funny. Hit Dice Pod is really great. They're a little bit more recent, so you could probably catch up on theirs really quickly. Critical Role, if you can listen to it. I listen to it while I work, and I'm done. I'm completely caught up, but it took me about a year and a half. So, and then right now I'm listening to Adventure Zone, which is really funny. It's like three brothers and their father, and it reminds me of my dad, so it's really funny and really great to listen to. And then D20 Dames, we actually saw them.
Yeah, I actually would say that's a really good one, and they're probably still pretty early in their adventure.
said Emerald City LlamaCon.
Is that not what it is?
No, I don't think it's a LlamaCon.
That's weird, because there's definitely a lot of llamas.
Yeah. Way too many llamas, in my opinion.
That should be our shirt design.
Yeah, too many llamas. LlamaCon.
Yeah.
But you are D20 Dames. They're really great. Kat Kruger, she does a lot of work on. She's the DM. She does a lot of stuff on DM's Guild. So they're really great too, and we actually saw a live show of them.
Yeah, and they're still probably pretty early in their adventure enough that you could like catch up really quick and then just follow live.
Yeah, all lady D&D podcast. I'm always down with that.
Super cool. So lots of good ones. But yeah, if you got to pick one, definitely go with Critical Role.
If you have
disparage any of the other ones, but they literally get paid money to do voices, and here they are doing voices for us. It's great.
What I want to say, though, is a lot of people are criticizing Critical Role right now because they're saying, I know, it's bullshit, but that their use of their voice acting, and because they're actors and it's a little over dramatic and everything is just everybody trying to get their story moving and things like that, which just sounds like a D&D campaign to me. But people are complaining because a lot of new DMs or a lot of DMs are seeing that a lot of new player characters want to do that, and it's just do what you want, just play the game the way that you want it. That's the
thing about this entire game, is play it the way you want to play it. Yeah. Dungeons & Dragons is a game of your own imagination, collectively as a group.
Talk to your DM if that's the way. If you want super heavy roleplay, which is, I love roleplay, isn't that right, dear? But no, we're not cutting it. So, I mean, if you really
your parents listen to this.
I know, I don't care.
All right.
I shouted them out and gave them a beautiful moment earlier. They should be fine with this. But if you love roleplay, then talk to your DM. Say, hey, I really love to roleplay my character. I really love that aspect of the game. Talk to them first. Make sure that they're okay with that. I mean, you obviously shouldn't play your game the way that Matt Mercer plays his game, or Laura Bailey plays her game, or Sam Riegel plays his game, or Tim Lanning plays his game. But if you want to play your game that way, you have to talk to your DM. He's the only person, or she's the only person that can help you do that.
Yeah, they control the game.
They control it.
Make sure that you play it their way. Yeah. But anyways, we talked about it enough.
So much.
I'm done with D&D for the night.
Yeah.
I've had a couple drinks, so let's move on to... why don't you tell them about the giveaway for your birthday?
I will talk to you guys. I'll tell you about the hashtag giveaway. So it's my birthday. I don't know if you guys have heard that enough this particular episode, but the only thing I want to celebrate is our lovely community and spread the word about Co-op the Podcast. So we're doing a cross-social media giveaway, and that means Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything that Co-op the Podcast is on. That's where this particular giveaway will be. So we're giving away a plethora of gifts, which include 2 7-piece dice sets.
Yeah, one of them has already come in, and it's a very nifty color.
Good. Yeah, it looks really cute.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's a cool bluish color.
Yeah, with sparkles.
We'll do a video. They'll see.
Well, yeah, I'm going to take pictures. The super fun game, Dungeon Mayhem, which we talked about earlier in this episode. And then also Dungeons and Dragons, Arts and Arcana of Visual History, which that is so many words for a title of a book, but we have it for you, and it's super cute, and, well, not necessarily super cute, but it's really interesting.
It's wrapped in plastic.
It's wrapped in plastic, but I've looked through it slightly.
For your pleasure.
Yeah, sealed for your pleasure. But let's talk about what you have to do to actually be entered into the game, or into the giveaway.
Yeah, you want me to do it, or you?
Yeah, you do it. You do it, boo.
Okay, yeah. So to be entered into this giveaway that Raven has so graciously put together for her birthday, you have to follow us on your preferred social media platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Whatever social media platform.
Mostly.
Are we? Those are the only 3 I can think of off the top of my head. So I assume those are the only 3 we have accounts on. Yeah. So follow us on those. If there's another platform we're missing, and you tell us what it is, and we sign up for it, you get an extra.
You get an extra entry.
You get an extra entry.
Jesse just decided that.
Because of that. There'll be a post available when this podcast comes out, which is January 8th. So
which is my birthday! Yeah.
So, and we'll make it all big and fancy. You guys won't miss it if you're following us.
Know.
It'll talk about the contest and how to enter. So if you forget, or, you don't actually listen to this part of the podcast.
Yeah,
how dare you. Right, how dare you. But yeah, like that post, comment on it. you have to comment in order to get counted, because I
Yes.
don't think we can see
And
who likes.
specifically,
Or can you see who likes?
I can see who likes, but
Okay.
you should comment, because it's both. You have to like the post and comment for one entry, and you have to comment what your favorite tabletop game is. And so that goes into what we were talking about earlier. If you have a character that you want to tell us about it. That will count on this post. You have to put it in this post, though, that we put on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram.
Yeah,
and that
and
counts
any
as
new tabletop games that you put in there that we haven't played or haven't heard of, we're going to play, and we're going to talk about them.
Yes.
So definitely.
And we'll probably even give you a shout out in that episode, too, that we talked about that game.
Vince,
So,
if we have 10 million listeners, that's a lot. So maybe we can't afford to do all those shout outs.
well, if they win. I mean,
okay.
we're only here for winners.
Yeah, we're only here for the winners. So,
But for liking and commenting together, that equals one entry for the giveaway. That's the bare minimum that you would do to get into this giveaway.
yeah. And then maybe if we're talking Twitter, Facebook, you retweet, share.
Yeah, if you
There's an
retweet
extra
or share,
entry.
yes, there's 2 more entries.
Oh, we're doubling that.
Yeah,
up.
if
Okay.
you share it, you get 2 entries. So you can, if you want to, only comment and share or share the post. So you can only get 2 for sharing or 1 for commenting. But if you do both things, you get 3 entries, and you can do that 3 times, because you could do it on
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah.
So
At Co-op the podcast.
at Co-op the podcast for sure. You can only do it once, though. Once per social media platform. So no spamming comments on the original post. You're automatically disqualified. If you share it every day on your Twitter, that also disqualifies you.
Yeah, and
We don't like spam.
that's 9 total entries. That is a decent chance of winning right now.
9,
because
yeah.
I know we talk about 10 million people, but in actuality, only a few hundred of you are actually going to enter, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, a few thousand, maybe. Probably
maybe,
not.
maybe.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky. Another thing, if you want to get some bonus points, not actually towards the contest, but just in general.
Just in our hearts.
Yeah,
in our
in
love.
our hearts. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, hopefully soon, when they stop being bastards.
I hate them. Stupid bastards.
We shouldn't say that, though.
I love you,
They'll drop
iTunes.
us. We love you, Apple.
I love you, iTunes. And Apple.
Literally just a great company. They should keep on doing whatever they're doing.
Do what you're doing. But iTunes, Google Play,
yeah, Spotify.
which is already on Google Play. We
Awesome.
are. Spotify, we're still waiting on at the time that we're recording this podcast, but we're
all these waiting periods. They don't tell you this when you start a podcast. There's a lot of waiting periods. So record a promo or trailer ahead of time and then upload it and then get that approved.
Yeah, we're stupid.
That's what we should have done.
God, we're so stupid.
YouTube as well, though. We didn't
We
mention
are
that.
active on YouTube.
We are.
Get up on
YouTube will
there.
get you a lot of love points. So
Love points.
Subscribe. Give us 5-star ratings. You could
Yep.
do
Hey.
5-star ratings all day long.
babe.
Never anything less.
We didn't say when the giveaway ends.
Right, we didn't. So the giveaway starts on the 8th. You'll see the
January
post. When
8th.
this podcast comes out, you're hearing about it.
Raven's
Go look for
birthday,
right now.
the holiest of days, my name day.
Yep, and then it goes for, you want to give them the end date?
Yeah, it ends, the last day to enter is January 22nd, so that's about 2 weeks after January 8th. And then we'll announce the winner on January 23rd.
Yeah, and our hope is to record a video where we show you the gifts, pull the winner's name from a hat. It'll be a digital hat because there's probably going to be a lot of names. We'll hit a button. We'll get the name.
Yeah.
We'll read it out loud.
Yep.
That person will get the gift. We'll contact them and get their address or, stalk them on social media and it'll just show up in a package. But yeah. Till January 22nd is
22nd is
chance
the
to enter.
last day at 11:59 p.m. Anything after that, I'm sorry. We love you. You still get love points. Good
Continue to
old
like and post our stuff, and we will do giveaways in the future as well. They won't just be for Raven's birthday.
We've decided though that every year we're gonna do one for my birthday and one for your birthday. So you gotta still be around to hear about those giveaways.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna be good giveaways.
They're
gonna be themed giveaways.
Themed giveaways. Where this one is D&D themed.
Yeah, we won't say what the theme is gonna be for mine. I already know what it is.
We already know.
Ooh,
it's so exciting. But let's let these beautiful
wrap
people.
It up. I'm done with this.
We're done here. So you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Co-op the Podcast. Give us a like there. Talk to us on there. We are super nice people, and we will definitely respond to your message as fast as we can. Especially on Twitter. I'm literally always on Twitter. And then you can find me at my own personal Twitter and Instagram at Raven_co-op or at Raven_coop. Like I have birds in there. Raven specifically, I don't. The name is Raven. And then you can follow Jesse.
Yeah, at Jesse, Jesse, not with the I.
No.
Jesse, CO_OP. I couldn't get the underscore coop thing, unfortunately. It already existed. But yeah, Jesse, CO_OP.
A Jesse coop.
But yeah, follow me at Jesse, CO_OP. I'm less active than Raven.
Yeah, 100%. By like 99.9%.
But I'm still there for you to follow.
Yeah.
So
you can see him post pictures of our dog Ripley, who you probably heard a couple of times this episode.
Yep. And then go to coopthepodcast.com. Check us out.
coopthepodcast.com.
Later, guys.
Okay, bye. I love you.